Hello and welcome to Behind the Plastic, a show where toy photographers talk to toy photographers about toy photography. My name is Zach, and with me as always are my buddies TNT 1987, also known as Jay. Say hi, Jay.
Hi, Jay.
And Not a Bird, Not a Plane Photography, also known as Sully. Say hi, Sully.
Bonjour, Sally.
And today, our guest is pretty cool because, we've had toy daddies on, but we haven't had a toy mama. So let me introduce to you our first toy mama on the show, Drakelingminiverse.
Welcome.
Also known as Stephanie. Stephanie, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Of course. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be your first toy mama.
I know, it's pretty awesome, right?
Yes. As long as we're not the last one, it's awesome.
The first of many. Well, you know how this works. We have a timer. I'm going to start it now. And we want to get to know you a little bit more. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Stephanie?
Sure. Well, I currently live in the Orlando area. Math attention. What good children you all are. So I live in the Orlando area, but I'm originally from Alabama. I got into, toy photography a very, very long time after I got into photography. I come to this from the photography side of things. I've been a photographer for probably 20 or more years. It's been a hobby. It's been a job. It's been a way for me to give back to the community, volunteer hours. It served me in a lot of ways. And I've shot everything and anything that moves and runs around, but not a lot of things that stay still. So this part of photography is new to me. But it's been really fun to get into and to meet this community. The community here is so amazing. I mean, anytime I ever meet a toy photographer, they're just the nicest people. They're so generous and so cool, and want to share their knowledge with you and want to connect and be like, oh, that's awesome, and kind of join in that fandom and that nerddom. So I love the vibe. I love how everybody works off each other. It's cool.
It is
They're a lot nicer than regular photographers. Because I've been in part of that world too, and they don't tell you anything. Like, they're very secretive. They do not help you out. Like, where'd you shoot that shot at? I'm not telling you where I shoot.
Undisclosed locations.
People do get a little protective about their secret spots.
Territorial. There you go.
Yeah.
Even regular people are mean to non-photographers. When my wife hands me the camera and she's like, "Hey, take this picture," and I just press the button, she's like, "You're a terrible photographer." I'm like, "No, all I'm doing is pressing the button." You have to move, right? Yeah.
So on your page it says playing with my kids' toys. Is that totally accurate? How did you get into this?
It was the start. So I, not quite like everybody else, I didn't come in it because of the pandemic. I kind of came in it a little after. So about a little more than a year ago, I sort of randomly, I think my kids, so Lego is huge in my house. We all have Legos. We all love to build Legos. My kids have 1,000 minifigs. And my daughter had set up a little scene with some of her Lego friends, and my son had brought in his dinosaurs, and they were kind of having a Lego Friends dinosaur war. And it was just an interesting little scene that they had come up with. And so the next day when they were at school, I took that idea that they had and ran with it outside, took some pictures of it, and when I picked them up, showed them what their toys had been up to while they were at school.
Very cool.
That was the coolest thing ever. They were like, "Oh, that's awesome."
Yeah.
And so it kind of became a thing. I would take some of their toys, put them in these little settings, and at the time I was just taking pictures with my cell phone and showing them after. And I don't know, one thing, I think I posted on my Instagram stories a couple of those pictures, the cuter ones, and Instagram, being the weird tracker thing that it is, started suggesting toy photography accounts to look at and follow. And so I started clicking on these things and realized, holy crap, this is a thing that people do pretty seriously, and that it's actually it's an art form as well. It's a legit section of photography. Of course, some of the first ones you see, Sir Dork, as always, Mitchell. I came across them, a guy, Dave, I'm probably going to butcher his last name, but Dave DeBeermaker, I think, on YouTube. He did some classes for Scott Kelby, which anybody out there into photography has probably heard of Scott Kelby. He's great for intro, learning how to use the big gear, the real gear. He's awesome for that. So the fact that that was on his site was kind of like, oh, this is legit, you know? Yeah, so here I am a year and a half later. I said I was just going to start with my kids' toys, that I was not going to buy my own toys. I was not going to become a collector.
But
yeah.
So what are you collecting? What's your favorite collection? Like, do you collect Muppets or?
No, not like, if I had to pick a fandom or whatever, I guess Harry Potter. But I also have a million minifigures now. I got some 1/12 scale stuff, lots of Marvel Legends. So yeah.
Awesome.
So really quick, before we get into your photo, I want to ask, what's it like being a female in a kind of male dominated hobby like this? Is it something you think about?
Honestly, not really. Until
awesome.
I hadn't really given it a whole lot of thought until
until I just brought it up
on here, and it's not for like lack of trying. It probably is more of a boys club than a girls club, but there are absolutely there's some amazing toy mamas out there doing this too.
Absolutely.
They just may also be, taking care of the kids and running a house and doing jobs and doing everything else that mamas do have on their plate. So they may not be as visible in the community as the guys, but they are absolutely still there.
That they are. Well, let's take a look at one of your shots. We're sorry, I'm a little blurry today, but I'm not going to try to fix it. I think you can still see the clock there. And we have just about 4 minutes to talk about this incredible shot here.
Piggy.
This one made me smile so big. I mean, first of all, it's a phenomenal photo, and your kind of homage to the Mario movie, is just perfect. Tell us about this photo.
Man, it's so funny you picked this one. This one was a bear to make, and that is not what I wanted to use. It's a composite, which is new to me. Again, one of the things I'm loving about toy photography is I'm doing stuff I don't normally do in photography. Composites is not something that I normally do ever. So this was cool. This was, again, all the little Lego minifigs. I told you that are all over my house. I happen to have a Kermit and I had a Miss Piggy. My son is obsessed with the new Mario movies. I mean, I don't know how many times I've seen it. But the song is such a bug. It's so good, and you can't not sing it. I was looking at my figures trying to come up with what I was going to shoot next, and I saw Miss Piggy, and immediately my head started going, Piggy. And so there you go. So I put this little mock-up together, getting the lighting right on. So I was trying to match it to a still of the movie and getting the lighting right on him, but making it so you could still see all of her too. It was a beast to do, but I'm glad it came out as cool as it did. This is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is an 8 image composite.
It's amazing.
You did an excellent job.
Yeah, you did.
Thank you.
Quick question for you. So I suck at any Photoshop. Like, these guys make fun of me because I use.
We do not make fun of you.
They totally do. How advanced do you have to be in Photoshop to put something like this together?
Really not. I'm not super good at Photoshop. I'm more of a Lightroom girl. I use Lightroom all the time. I don't use Photoshop a lot, and I only know how to use like 6 or 7 of the buttons, to be honest, which is weird for the photographer to say. But I do mostly everything in camera. So most of really all I did here in Photoshop was just layers. If you know layers and opacity, maybe a little bit of color correction if you didn't set your white balance in your camera before taking all the shots. That's that'll about get you there. Yeah. That's 90% of it. This was just layers and changing the opacity of them.
Wow. That's pretty incredible. But I mean, you say it like it's nothing, but I'm sure it was a lot more than that, because you did say that it was quite a beast to tackle.
Yeah, creating it was a beast. Like I said, getting it. I like to get everything right in camera as much as possible. I want to spend as little time on the computer looking at all the little tiny things. Like I don't want to do. It's just not fun for me. Taking it, setting it up, that's fun. That's the fun part for me.
Yeah.
So I'll spend an extra 2 hours doing that than I would an extra 30 minutes on the computer.
Really?
Oh yeah. Any day.
Well, I have to say that this shot reminds me of Sully's work, and I obviously mean that in the best way, because I love Sully's work. But it looks like something that he would have taken, and I'm sure he's even thinking right now of ideas to rip you off.
To rip off, yes.
Yeah. Now, I'm sorry, we're out of time. It's time for the hot seats.
Oh man.
Okay, Stephanie, who's your favorite fictional character?
Oh my gosh, that's a wide one, isn't it? Anybody. First one that comes to mind is Luna Lovegood.
Oh, nice.
Best ride at Disney World.
Ooh. Haunted Mansion.
I was going to ask you who your favorite Harry Potter character was, but instead I'm going to ask you who is your favorite Muppet.
Oh, Rolf.
Oh, love Rolf.
Which are better, the Harry Potter movies or the books?
Oh, the books.
Good answer.
Knowing that you love numbers like I do, please estimate how many Legos you've stepped on in the last calendar year.
Oh wow. 273. That's a deviation of 50. So
love it.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
You skipped
Ice.
me.
Yeah.
Ice. Don't give me any of that hot crap. Ice.
Okay. Yeah, well, Florida. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you rather be slapped in the face or step on a Lego?
Step on a Lego.
You're probably used to it by now.
her feet are so hard now. Calluses.
Yeah.
All right, so finish the song. Sweet Home Alabama.
Roll Tide, roll.
Oh, Alabama girl. Stephanie, thank you so much for coming on. That's all the time we have.